Welcome back.
Operation Wandering Soul. If there is anything more effective than physical weapons to defeat enemy soldiers in a war, it's psychological terror. That's just what US troops employed during their invasion in the Vietnam War. Operation Wandering Soul was a propaganda campaign and psychological warfare effort exercised by US forces during the Vietnam War. It was an attempt to increase desertions and defections from Viet Cong forces and weaken the forces' morale. In Vietnamese culture, giving a proper burial to a loved one in their birthplace ensures their peaceful place in the afterlife. If not, it is believed the deceased soul will wander aimlessly as it tries to find its way home. US forces in the Vietnam War were fully aware of this belief and took advantage of it to cause terror. Knowing that the Vietnamese people were worried many of their soldiers would die far from home and unable to be properly buried, US forces employed a freaky psychological scare tactic known as Operation Wandering Soul. The 6th Psychological Operations Battalion of the US Army broadcasted disturbing moans of disembodied voices throughout the Vietnam jungle where the battles took place. These fake tapes were played on a series of loudspeakers or dispatched from overhead planes. For many Vietnamese soldiers, hearing the cries of supposedly lost souls piercing through the dark was nothing short of terrifying. The scare tactic was inspired by the Ghost Army of World War II, a unit of inflatable tanks and personnel carriers used to fool German intelligence forces into thinking the Allies had more troops and tanks than they actually did. These hair-raising messages that played in the Vietnam battlefield successfully convinced many nervous Vietnamese soldiers that their fallen brothers were moving invisibly among them. Many of these fake ghost messages recorded were created with the help of South Vietnamese allies who recorded messages to the enemy soldiers to give up the fight. My friends, I have come back to let you know I am dead. I am dead. Don't end up like me. Go home, friends, before it's too late. These tapes were convincing enough to send hundreds of men fleeing from the mountains, and of course, not all Vietnamese soldiers fell for this spooky psychological operation. But even in the midst of a war, it still struck a chord. The soldiers who remained fired in the direction of the eerie voices, reminding them of the very real possibility of death that awaited them if defeated. Another example of the ghost tape being used effectively was when the 6th Psychological Operations Battalion mixed an authentic tiger roar during a time when the North Viet Cong soldiers were being attacked by tigers in the mountains. The 6th PSYOP got their information from a captured Viet Cong personnel, and with this information they added a new recording. They sent soldiers behind enemy lines up a mountain passage with the task of playing this new ghost tape. After the 6th PSYOP played this recording, reportedly 150 Viet Cong soldiers decided to leave their position on the mountain in fear of being killed by tigers. That is just one of many examples of the ghost tape being used effectively. Many people still ask to this day, was Operation Wandering Soul a success? It was a vital edge in an unorthodox war, and so as an effective anti-morale tool, Operation Wandering Soul was a success. So until next time,